Hey, so I know it's been like a super long time since I made a video, but I've been just super busy with so many things in life, including falling off my longboard and breaking my arm. Yes, I broke my arm. It's not fun. I don't recommend it. And I am 25 years old. I've never broken a bone before, and then this happens over spring break, so you can imagine. Yeah, I had to get surgery, get a metal implant put in. It's ridiculous, but I am feeling much better now. I noticed my channel's been getting like kind of a lot of attention lately, which is kind of weird. Like there was a while where I had like tons of comments and I just like had not answered them yet. So I think that I've caught up with all those comments now. But if you do have any other questions, just like I guess reply your comments so it pops up in a notification. I actually see it because it's starting to get a little bit crazy there. Um, so what's new with me? Well, top surgery healing is going really well. I'm like 3 months out right now. Got it done with Dr. Scott Mosser in San Francisco here. The scars look really good, I think. I've noticed this month more so than any other month, I've just gotten a ton of sensation back, which is amazing because I had like a lot of dead spots here in this area, and especially like the closer it came to the actual incisions. But now it's feeling like super natural, super good, and like it feels like my chest. Like it's hard for something to feel like it's a part of your body when it's still super numb. And like now I feel really good about it. Like I feel like it looks really good. A lot of it is like settled in. The nipples also have a good bit of sensation back, and it's just like it feels great. Like I'm glad that it's healing so well. I went to another appointment with him like last week, and he said that everything is healing really well too. So but we avoided taking the traditional, like normally he does a 3 month photo with like all his patients or whatever to just kind of do the before and the after and then like post them online with the patient's permission. But he was like, yeah, it'd probably be bad to do that since you like broke your arm, because then they're gonna be like, oh, I got top surgery and then for some reason had to get a cast on my arm, like that just it wouldn't look good for him. So yeah, completely not related though. I broke my arm when I was longboarding on this trail, and there was a kid in the way, and it was either bail or hit the kid, and I guess you can imagine which one I chose to do. So, yeah, everything's been going pretty well with me. I don't know if I've ever discussed this or not in a video, and a lot of people that know me in real life don't even know, but I do have ADHD. And so the time off has been really good because I've actually found a new doctor that is like super trans friendly, super amazing so far, just like super fast, prompt, works with my new insurance and stuff, and he's gonna be able to get my prescription refilled. So I'm like currently back on medication for that, and it feels amazing. Like I feel like I don't have to kind of like convince myself to do things. I just like my body reacts and does it, and it's really good. And I don't feel like ADHD stuff is something that like I've spent a lot of time focusing on or talking about or even sharing with people that I have, but I'm starting to really like come to terms with it and also realize like how important it is to have that information out there for people to know. And I feel like being transgender and ADHD and kind of learning about both of them in my adult life has just completely changed my dynamic on a lot of things, because you can only imagine like it's almost like a slap in the face. Like I could have gotten all this help in school for both things, like longer test taking time and like being able to use the correct bathroom and stuff like that, like super early on in life. And, I spent a lot of time thinking about like how much further ahead I would be now. But I think it's good that it happened earlier than sooner, that I knew the words to put with the feelings I did, because there are a lot of coping mechanisms that I came up with on my own just to get myself through college and school and everything. So, and now I can be kind of like a resource for younger people who maybe don't know about these issues and can get the proper help that they need. So that's kind of what I want to do here. But yeah, um, I want to make videos on insurance and kind of like finance stuff because I don't see any other FTM YouTuber doing this. Like talking about specific insurance carriers and like what their what their experience has been like with these certain carriers, like doctors, like very specific things that you need to know, like just how to go about getting insurance approval on certain things, which insurance I think is the best, like just a lot of other things, because I know there are a lot of insurance companies out there, but being a guy that's lived in the South and now like transplanted to the West Coast, like I've been on three different insurance carriers within the last year, and like I can definitely compare those three, and I would like to just to like give some insight, because I feel like insurance is kind of like this wall that we face with a lot of issues, and it's incredibly like good healthcare is incredibly important. And when you become an adult and you realize you have to pay out of pocket for healthcare, like you need to be receiving the best kind that you can. So, and if you have a good provider, like they're really easy to work with, and getting approvals for things is a lot easier. And I just feel like for a long time there was a lot of things that I like knew I was ADHD, or I like knew that I was trans, knew that I needed to get these diagnoses, but there was a lot of like, okay, but where do I go? Like what's the next step? Could you give me like a straight roadmap? Like, do I need to see this kind of doctor, that kind of doctor? What am I even supposed to be Googling for? Like, so it's tough, and I'd like to make a couple videos just discussing like the process of how to get from point A to point B, because especially for me living in the South where there was no resources at all, um, or just like it wasn't known about or talked about, the ones that there were, like it's just a lot harder to get to where it is that you need to be. And I feel like the hardest part of having any sort of medical condition is the part where something is wrong, and figuring out what it is, like that length of time between the two is like the hardest part, because it's like something's up, you might just not know the name for it, or what you need to take, or what actions you need to do, like carry out to get to where it is that you need to be like healthy and happy. And I feel like mental health and physical health and emotional health, all three are super important. And honestly, aside from physical, I feel like people don't talk enough about the other issues that there are. So I would really like to make some videos about that. I'm sorry that this isn't going to be like super edited or anything like that, but I'm like literally not going to edit any of this. We can call it a vlog, whatever. My left arm is pretty much the only one that I can use that's not my dominant arm, so it's just, you try typing on a keyboard with all of this, it is not a fun like scenario to be in. So yeah, um, but I'm gonna go and keep just trying to recover and get better from this, and then hopefully I'll be making videos more frequently. Like I feel like people are really kind of like taking to my content, and that I kind of like owe it to the community to give back, especially like being a person of color and having this unique experience. I feel like it needs to be shared. And if that means that I just need to make videos and not edit them just to have content out, I feel like that's better than nothing. Like I'd rather just put stuff out into the world, gauge a reaction, because I'm kind of just trying to figure out where I need to like, what direction my channel really needs to go in, because it is still like fairly new. And yeah, but yeah, so just bear with me for a while I'm trying to figure everything out, and we'll get to where I want to be. But yeah, let me know if you have any comments or questions, or if there's any like videos, especially like my thing that I really want to bring to the table here is just like a unique channel and experience, especially for like trans people of color and stuff like that. Like I really want to talk about a lot of issues that I feel like aren't being talked enough about, so that like, because I remember when, before I realized I was trans, there was like all this information that I was desperately trying to find. A lot of it wasn't on YouTube. A lot of it was just like a Google search, and it would take me to like a different website or something. And a lot of it was kind of like this back and forth, around and around. And like honestly, there was a lot of money and time that I wasted on things that I didn't even need to be doing, because I just didn't know what was next. So yeah, just like streamlining that process is super important to me, especially for younger people, because I know it's just like it's a lot and it's really hard. So yeah, leave a comment if there's anything that, like, especially if nobody else has talked about an issue in the community and you want somebody to talk about it, ask me to make a video about it. I'll see what I can do. Like, if it's something that I'm actually knowledgeable about and I'm like, yeah, I could talk about this and I have some tips, I'll do it. If not, I'll at least try research it and